What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this Saturday night? I have a friend and guest with me, the one and only. Let me find the right damn button here to press. Should be right there. Hold on, let me unmute you, Mr. Steve. There we go.
Right. Happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. How y'all doing?
Yeah, good. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
We did. Had close family. That was about it. 10, 11 people. Something like that. I guess maybe 13 with my folks. So it was good. Me and my brother and wife and one of my kids and son-in-law and a niece, nephew. And my brother brought one of his friends over, and so it was good. We had a good time.
What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. Yeah, guys, we're not gonna stay on here long tonight, man. I almost wasn't gonna do it tonight because we had people over at my house and I got a roof done today. But I'm gonna do these on Saturday night, so I wanted to make sure that I came on here, even if it's for a little while. I didn't want to just not come on. So we can kind of do this as me and Mr. Steve will have no problem finding things to talk about. But if anybody's got questions or wants to talk about, we'd love to hear if you guys had a good Thanksgiving, how you guys are doing, all that kind of stuff. As always, please feel free to put it in the comments. This is on Facebook and YouTube right now, so please feel free to talk up. I would say you guys can call in, but I didn't charge the phone tonight. I was busy, and it's dead. And I got all my chargers hooked up to the other shit right now.
Well, that's the way it goes. That ain't no problem. We can make it short, sweet. Just drop in, let everybody know we're here for them still, and wish everybody a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, and hope not too many of you had to be on call, which yours truly is. Didn't get a call today, so I sat around on my ass all day waiting for the phone to ring from the office, which that never happened, so kind of a pajama day. Nothing day.
I don't do on call. I mean, I had to make a few phone calls today. I sold a system on Thanksgiving, though. Whoop whoop.
Good for you. Great job.
Well, the deal closed on Thanksgiving, but I had talked to the people today prior, and they wanted to move kind of quick, so they emailed me and said, "Hey, did a little negotiating," and I was like, "Yeah, we can do that." And she said, "Well, I'll approve the quote right now." She approved it. I was like, cool beans. Let's rock and roll. She's like, "Oh, we'll be available tomorrow," like the Friday, Black Friday. I'm like, yeah, well, we won't be. I'm like, I'll have the office give you a call and let you know. I'm like, but we can't do it tomorrow. So
that's right.
But
yeah, I had to work Wednesday, and it's a 2-system PMA. Had to go and put what do they call them motors? The aftermarket X13 motors, green.
The Evergreen?
Green speed. Evergreen. Yeah, had to go put an Evergreen motor in Wednesday, and that's pretty much it. On the way home, this little old lady that goes to church with us. No family to take care of her. She calls me with everything. It's like, I got water on the floor in the garage, which is where her water heater is. So luckily, she only lives like a mile and a half away from me. So I swung by there on the way home, and sure enough, it started leaking from the top. She had a big old bucket up under, sitting up on a 2-foot pedestal, trying to catch some water. So she called me this afternoon. It's like, it's getting worse. I was like, okay, I'll come over and turn the hot water off. But we work with a church program that helps out people in need, and they take care of replacing water heaters and furnaces for the elderly.
Well, that's cool.
The financially strapped. So
it's good to have programs like that,
Yeah. I think we own a water heater and a furnace. I think the company maybe makes $50, but it all goes through some kind of a church organization. But it's pretty nice. It's good to do. Get to help out a lot of people and keep them warm, keep them safe. But one thing cool about this organization, if the furnace is 10 years old or older, they're going to replace it. Doesn't matter if we're there for a water heater leaking. It's like, look at the furnace. If it's over 10 years old, let's get a new one in. I mean, this is the most amazing organization I've ever seen.
That's
They just
pretty
don't
awesome.
It is. It is. Or
Real
if we're
fast.
just there for, yeah.
I'm sorry. Before I forget, my memory's horrible. Mr. Cristiano is left a message on Facebook. What's up, Chris? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, brother. Guys, Cristiano is who I'm talking about when I refer to Rhino Strategic Solutions. They are not a sponsor or nothing like that. Me and Ryan Ryan was using them before I, came with Ryan. Using him for the marketing, the website, and Chris's stuff is legit. And he also has the To The Point podcast that I was telling you guys to check out. He's got a pretty big podcast. I always say I forget who your co-host is, man. So my bad. But his podcast is very good, and Rhino Strategic Solutions is it. So definitely check them out if you own your own business, guys. And then Mr. Gary Black, he said, fucking on call right now in Annapolis on a rooftop. What's up, buddy? That sucks. Annapolis, it's a little chilly out here tonight. Our weather is so goofy. It'll literally be like 30 degrees one night, and then it's like fucking 70 the next day.
Yep, it's been consistent here. It got nice today. I mean, beautiful blue sky, some nice stringy clouds, and that stayed till about 3 o'clock, and then it just clouded over real heavy and turned gray, and it'll probably get down to maybe, I haven't looked, maybe around 45 tonight, something like that. We had a good thunderstorm last night, barreled through here about 4 o'clock in the morning, so it has been different here.
Yeah.
But y'all are hitting the 30s already?
Sometimes, yeah. Like, let's see. Well, right now it says it's 43, but the low is 34. And the weather, it's up and down, up and down. It's weird. What's up, Dave in Halifax? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, so it's just the goofy weather. We've been staying really, really good with installs. We get a lot of leads that way. And then we have commercial stuff that's been keeping a lot of our guys busy, which is really, really helping. And some of them are just coming up. So it's we're steady. Our guys are getting hours. We really, really can't complain. But I would really love to see the weather break and get cold, so we can get into the whole heat exchanger stuff and all that. We haven't really gotten into it yet. We're doing maintenances, but that's one thing here that we have to do better at is maintenances. We don't have enough maintenance contracts, but you live and you learn.
Well, that was going to be my question. I know you're with a new company now, and I don't know if you probably hadn't been there long enough to know, but have they seen a drop off in their commercial side since all the mask wearing and everything is kicked in, or have they held their own on their commercial side?
Well, to be honest, since I've been here is when they really started to build the commercial side, because now I've been kind of taking care of the residential. I'm good, buddy. Been taking care of the residential side, and Ryan's been kind of that way he can have all of his time spent on the commercial side, and we've picked up a whole bunch of contracts. I mean,
that's good. So
the money's been out there, that's for sure.
We actually hired a guy he was with Ingersoll Rand, trained Ingersoll Rand, whoever it is now, but he came on with us a couple of months ago, and he just wants to do all commercial stuff, and we've been able to keep him busy. He hadn't complained, no lack of no work, so he's hadn't seemed to bother us too much. Not that we were ever that big into commercial, but we have picked up a couple of jobs because of him. Some old customers of his that follow him, and so he's brought one or two big ones over.
Commercial work is
good for us.
Yeah, commercial work is good because a lot of these places, they budget so much for maintenance. They know they have to fix stuff. But if we do have another, COVID shutdown and stores start shutting down, then it's going to hurt. These businesses not being open, so they're not going to worry about maintenance. If they close down, it's going to hurt while they're closed, but when they reopen, everybody's going to be getting all the stuff stuff checked again. I know those iWave things. I actually have paperwork right up here. But I had never actually used these things. Have you ever used one? Heard of these things, Mr. Steve?
I've
The
heard them.
iWaves?
I've seen them. Have not ever used one though. I still got a ozone generating UV PCO in my house.
Yeah, well, I think these iWaves, I don't know if this is actually anybody out there, if you're any of the viewers out there, have you used the iWave and what do you know about it? I've never technically used one. The stuff I'm reading, it looks like it's for more commercial applications, not residential applications. Is that wrong? Like this one says restaurants, fitness facilities, manufacturing plants, theme parks, hotels, and hospitality, government facilities, daycare and nursing homes, agriculture. Well, it says new construction, so I guess I don't see why it
What's
can't.
the power supply on that thing? All the ones I've seen are 24 volt.
This one.
To be commercial.
Yamo, what's up, buddy?
stout.
Let's see. It does not. Hold on. This one doesn't say anything.
RTFM there, brother. Now, I think there was some people were talking about that in one of the groups the other day, and yes, no, I think it was a lot of uncertainties, but best I think can gather from it is it just helps the germs and the particles kind of connect together and they fall out of the sky, and just because they get heavier. I don't know if it's a germ thing.
Well, HVAC Grandpa over on YouTube just says the iWave C is for commercial. All right. Well, I guess these things I printed out are just all the wrong ones, but.
Oh, Grandpa, do you have any experience with them?
Yeah. It says it takes, iWave air.
I would have said C was for Corona.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a Facebook. Mr. Brad Marquith. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining, man. He says they can be used for both residential and commercial. So, all right, cool. Yeah. Because I've heard everybody that I've heard talk about these things say that they're pretty badass. But I've never actually had my hands on them. And then my carrier rep called me before Thanksgiving and was like, "Hey, man, I got a deal on these things. Do you want some?" I'm like, "I don't know. I've never used them, so I don't want to buy them." But now that I'm looking at them, I'm just trying to see how they operate. But I mean, it looks like some of the other stuff. It's kind of like the Remy Halo and the Air Knights and stuff. Eliminates harsh odors caused by urine. Oh, that's for a nursing home. Ew, I'm not gonna read that one.
Or the gym.
Yeah,
McDonald's.
I don't need to piss all over my stuff. I had a whole bunch of them, but looking at this one paper, it looks like some of the other ones. So iWave reduces or kills these pathogens. EMSL labs and laboratory rated the elite by the Center for Disease Control, and ATS labs have tested the effectiveness of the iWave products against the pathogens listed below. All testing was done in a large environmental chamber in an effort to stimulate the home environment. The testing results in a very high kill rates in the space. You will find the iWave advanced technology provides the most effective air purification method. Our common air purification technologies require ongoing maintenance with bulb/cell replacement every year or two. Sorry, I've had a few drinks tonight. Making the cost of ownership undesirable. iWave air purifiers have no harmful byproducts, and most models require no ongoing maintenance or have no replacement parts. In fact, with the iWave's patent-pending self-cleaning design, you can enjoy years of maintenance-free performance. So it does the staph, MRSA, E. coli, C. diff, tuberculosis, Jesus Christ, airborne mold spores, and I'm not even going to try to say, Legionnaire's disease. That's what that is. It's just the proper name for it.
Yeah.
Also addresses the VOCs xylene, styrene, methyl ethyl coatine, ammonia, and I'm not even trying to say these other ones. But anyway, it looks pretty neat. So regardless, I guess that I'm going to try to mess with one of these things. Oh, HVAC Grandpa says just installed 4 of them on 4 10-ton units for a school gym. Wait and see.
Mhm.
All right, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know. I'd like to try one in my home. I mean, it's just me and my wife and our little dog. So not that we have odors, but
What's up, Miss Jessica?
sometimes when my daughter comes over, she's like, Dad, your UV bulb isn't working. So I think everybody gets used to their own smells and odors in a home. So I don't smell anything. And, I'm a smoker, but we smoke outside. We've never smoked inside.
Yeah, I don't smoke inside.
So, but
I
I'd like
could
to
if I
try
wanted
one. I mean, that's got the two little one night, and they were playing with that thing, and they could feel put their fingers real close to it, and they could feel some electrical charge, and I think they blew some smoke on it, and you could see it move around it, and all kind of
nice,
cool stuff. So,
hey, Miss Susie,
there's something to it. Hey, ladies.
Yeah, the ladies of HVAC are here. I just. Like I said, I was just curious. I wanted to ask people for my own sake. I've never used one, and normally I would never ever offer or try to sell a product I've never used or put my hands on, because if I don't believe in it, then I'm not going to offer it to customers. And I've used the Remy Halos. I've had those in my house. I've had the Air Knights in my house. The Better Air stuff. We're going through some stuff right now, but that's a great product when it worked. But yeah. It does not kill COVID-19, but breaks it down on a molecule level. Well, that's cool. Well, isn't there the new Remy Halo? Apparently says that it kills COVID-19.
Yeah, I think that said that.
I wish I watched one of Matt Mitchell's videos. My buddy Matt, out there, he's in Kansas too, and I'm almost positive that the new, I don't know what the abbreviation or what it's called. I know it's the new Remy Halo. I'm almost positive I heard him say that they advertise that it kills COVID. We do duct sanitation here, and that by law we can say kills COVID-19. But as far as that, none of the UV stuff that I've been able to. Oh, Adam said he heard the new LED Remy Halo sucks. Yeah, I've never used one. So I didn't know how they work.
Rick over at Survival had his wife put one in the other day. They shot a video, and she actually changed their one out that they had. And
I saw that.
So we'll see. Get a report from them.
Yeah. It
well, if they don't get the COVID, I guess it works, right?
Yeah. See, right. Well, I know that was a new one, but was that the new? I don't know if that was the new LED one.
I think she said that it said COVID on it. I don't know about LED. That's
well, if it said COVID, I think it's got to be the new LED one. Adam, do you know what's wrong with it? I mean, I don't know if you know. I'm just wondering. Just wondering.
Come on.
If you're chilling, Adam, you can hop on here, man, if you want. At first, I said I wasn't going to stay long, but then I get bullshitting, and then it just kind of happens. Plus, I don't feel like cleaning up.
If she's got some insight, bring it on in. Bring it on in. We are looking to start our own duct cleaning thing at our company as well. What kind of apparatus do y'all use? Y'all got the big truck with the balloons, or what are y'all using to do your jobs with?
No, we have a machine that's like it's almost like looks like a thing on wheels that you push.
Yep, the big giant portable ones.
Yeah, and apparently the guys love it. Says it does a great job. We had a camera, a big camera that goes through it, and then the sanitizing part with the fluid is technically a separate machine. Yeah, that's cool, Adam. Just let me know, man. Hit me up. My phone's right here, brother. Put it in here, and I'll send you a link, man. So I know the sanitizing machine. You literally, especially like furnaces, you take the door off, and it just sits up to it, and it uses the blower to push it through the house. The sad part is I feel bad because I've never actually messed with the stuff myself, so I don't know. Probably should go out there and mess with it.
Do you know what all they do? Do y'all have like a entry level package and different steps as you go up in price, or do you just have one package that covers everything? And what do y'all cover on your package?
So pretty much just one. They clean up to 12 vents. So it's, they'll put a camera through it before and after to show the customer. And then we have, I forget the actual price that goes up. Anything over 12 vents, they pay per additional vent. But that way it's all up front. There's no hiding it, because so many companies now, they do it like $149 to get your ducts clean. $149 is just to get the guy to come in the house, and then by the time he's done, it's, but if you want to do all of them, I mean, every event and not just that one, it's $2,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're like 4 something, or we sub it out, but it's 4 something for like 12 vents and 15 for each additional vent, or 12 or something like that.
Yeah. We just raised our price. I think ours now for the whole house is like $599, and I did that. We were a little bit cheaper. But
is that just a duct cleaning, or y'all cleaning blower wheels and getting into evaporator coils or pans, or is that just supply and return ducts?
That's just the duct work.
Okay.
It's just getting into the ducts and getting everything cleaned. But like I said, I mean, we show, and there's been plenty of people that we went out and the guys are like, hey, some people call in and just say, hey, I want to get my ducts cleaned. And the guys will run the camera through, and they'll be like, hey, these aren't dirty. I'm like, well, tell the people they don't need to clean them,
Right.
And the people end up buying like a service plan or something like that, and it works out.
Yeah. I've never. Well, I am a fan of duct cleaning. There is definitely something to it. Like you said, you get people just think that the dust level in their home is going to go down, and don't think I've ever seen that to be true. I've been in the industry a while, and I've had a lot of customers. It's always been subbed out, so it's not like our company did it. But they call back, a month or 2 later. It's like, hey, I still got dust in my house. It's like, well, the ducts are clean. It looks great. Pop the supplies and the return off. But they got old carpet, 3, 4 dogs running around, no good filtration, got a floppy fiberglass filter flopping around in there. But they think it's going to help their system run better. And, I've always have them approach it as a medical procedure. That's where I've seen customers have the biggest benefits from their investment. If they've got the allergies, they have breathing challenges and things of that nature, I believe that's where they're really going to see a benefit. But just to come in and do it because you've got dust in your home, I've really never seen that. Actually, we had one job. I remember this very vividly. She had a dust problem. I mean, every other day she was having to dust her home, had her ducts cleaned, still had massive dust. Every other day she was having to dust her home. And this was just her and her husband. No kids, no high activity. And what we ended up finding out was that when they cut the boots in on the supplies, and on the returns, they did not seal around the sheetrock and around the boots. So and they had that old blown in gray insulation that's real powdery. And it was shooting at such a high velocity coming out of the supply grills, it was creating a negative pressure on the backside and was allowing that insulation to be sucked down into the living space. And of course, they didn't seal around the returns, so it was wanting to suck into the returns as well. And so we went and took all the supply grills off and caulked and sealed all around the sheetrock and the boots, and her problem went away. So once again, she thought she had a dust problem. She did, but she was blaming it on the duct work. It wasn't the duct work. It was the install of the boots, and try to explain that to a customer. They're never going to understand that until you get your caulk gun out and seal it up, and then they see what's going on.
Well, I mean, how that stuff is sealed is huge. I mean, it's, and that's just things that sometimes you got to bring to the customers, bring it to them. Let them see what you're talking about. And this is what I was talking about, and let them make the decision. If if you tell them, and especially if you know what you're doing and you know, hey, this is going to help a dust thing because we're sucking in attic dust and attic air, and I know this is going to help. Maybe it's not going to be the only issue. Maybe we add a media filter with doing this stuff. It's going to take care of your dust issue. You're now fixing problems for the customers. Customers will pay to fix problems, you know,
Yep.
not if you're just trying to sell them shit. Which everybody likes to think that I do. I just like to fix problems, you know.
Recommendations.
People
That's what
will
it's
pay
all
to fix
about.
problems. So
That's right.
you keep an eye on some of these comments real fast. What about duct cleaning on Flex? Out here in Arizona, we have nothing but Flex duct.
We have a lot of that here in Atlanta. Sometimes we have declined it because it's that old gray stuff and that really just old flex that's been pulled real tight and been exposed to excessive heat. It gets real brittle. I think you open up a can of worms going in there and trying to, especially if you're going to be running that brush, the roto brush, I think you're asking for problems.
Oh, shit.
But we always let the homeowner know up front. And sometimes if it's accessible, just tell them, take that install money or install the duct cleaning money. And if it's not going to be too expensive, just put it towards replacing.
Well, that I was going to say the same thing.
Just a full tear out and put it back in.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would replace the Flex. And to be honest, replacing Flex is not expensive. It's easy to run. It doesn't cost as much as far as labor to put it in. It doesn't cost as much as far as materials. So that's what I would do. I mean, you could check them and tell people, you know, disconnect them, look at them, you know, and things like that. But I agree.
Just make sure you run it straighter than what it was when you pulled it out.
Well, you have to pull those things taut. You have to, you know, it's like a big slinky. And when people start to, you know, they're just asking for problems over time when that thing caves in on itself.
Yep, that's something I started doing a long time ago. I was working with a company that did a lot of subpar construction homes, and they had gotten into foreclosures, and these rental companies come in and buy them. Anyway, got up, and everybody was complaining about airflow and comfort, and I'd jump up in these attics, and it's like they would use a whole bag of Flex for a 10-foot run. And, you know, and just like, I'm not getting any air. And it's like, you know, and it's just run like a snake just to go 10 feet, but they used the whole friggin' bag. And I guess they subbed out a whole bag for each supply. I don't know.
Yeah,
but they damn sure used all of it. So I'd go up there and just make it all straight, get some strap and strap it up nice and straight, make it as straight as I could, pretend it's metal, and made a world of difference. It really, really did. So,
well, any kind of house that I design, I really like to use rigid pipe, hard pipe, as far as I can go. So you have your, you know, square metal duct, whether it's round or square. Normally it's square or rectangle. Run round pipe off of that hard rigid pipe, and then normally the last 5 feet or so use Flex just to drop it off into it. I feel like airflow is just better. I know you can't always do that. I get it. But I agree. I mean, I went to jobs and I could cut off enough excess Flex to duct a whole nother goddamn house. It's just, it's crazy.
Yep. I would fill my van up just with the Lord.
Yeah, we got a few people, let me say, in here. What's up, Mr. Albert Rodriguez over on Facebook? Yeah, my Ravens and Lamar aren't looking too good. Everybody's got COVID. Bastards. I don't know what they're doing. Let's see, Mr. Jared. I don't want to say your last name wrong. Jared Bailaloo? I don't know. But he said, I always felt that clean Flex could open better to install a media filter than to clean them. Yeah, I agree with you, Jared. We just covered that. I would definitely put a media filter in, or I would, if they're real bad, replace them.
Yeah. And seal them up. Something, you know, we're big into the home performance at the company that we're in. And that's something that he's made it a part of our duct cleaning because take all the grills off anyways. He's gone ahead and priced in a couple tubes of silicone or caulk or foam, whatever we need to do, and just go ahead and seal them up and just help with because they're doing it for air quality reasons anyway. And if you're not doing it right or not finishing the job that should have been done when it got installed, I think you're doing the customer a disservice because, like I said, if it's sucking that air in from the attic, they're going to call you right back out. So,
well, it's
seal
just,
them up, put an air cleaner on, and let it ride.
well, even think about installs. This is the difference when, people always say they're the cheap guy in town, and that's the kind of work when you get the cheap guy in town, the chuck in a truck, or even some companies who just go out there and they just want to be the cheapest guy because they keep getting work, and this is how you set yourself apart. We have some awesome installers here that, we do a lot of like full jobs where we do the duct work, the system, everything, and when it's done, it looks amazing. Something you can be proud to put your name on it, because little things like that are done. We went back and had to mess with something yesterday. We had to put an air scoop in on this ductwork that added just to be able to actually get the airflow going through there, and it's amazing the difference it made. But just watching the guy do it, the way he sealed everything up, and it was good to see.
Now, so speaking of ductwork, and you're talking about running new and running all your hard pipe, I was watching some videos a year or so ago on how to run flex duct and because I'm not an installer. And this guy was talking about, and it may have been one of the guys that follows in all these live streams, but let's say you've got your boot up in the attic, and they're saying to come off of that boot with hard pipe 2 feet, 2.5 feet, and then hook your flex on top of that. And so that gives the air time to relax and go straight down and hit the diffuser. Otherwise, you got your flex kind of coming over to it, maybe got an elbow on it, but it's not hitting the supply grill square, and it has a chance to shoot it off to the left or to the right in an uneven pattern.
Well, I mean, I guess that sounds good in theory, but it's all about where you're putting it in the room you have. I mean, I get that it makes sense what they're trying to do, but I don't know if you have the space to do that with every job.
Yeah, sometimes you wouldn't have to. Yeah,
you know,
that's true. But I think his point was to let the air kind of relax, basically, instead of being turbulent against the one wall of the vent or your duct, and especially if it comes in from the side, it doesn't want to distribute evenly across the face of the grill. Made sense, but.
Yeah, you never know.
Something neat.
I don't know if Miss Susie's talking to you or not, but she said sounds like hogwash.
Maybe I can find it and see who talked on the show and have them explain all that to us.
Look at some of these comments. Jessica said, "Who watches football anymore?" I do watch my local team, the Ravens, sometimes, but I don't. Other than that, I don't really go crazy anymore. They all piss me off nowadays.
Well, are they letting the fans in, or is it all kind of virtual fans, or what are they doing now?
They ain't letting any fans in here.
Nobody's in?
Nope.
That's I flipped over to the Macy's parade yesterday for about a minute. Did any of y'all get a chance to flip over and see that?
No, I didn't know if they were actually having it.
They did, but there was nobody on the streets. It was the most bizarre parade I've ever seen.
New York, you got all these, politicians. Don't go spend Thanksgiving with your family. It's unsafe. Don't do that. But then you see them on the news. They're all with their families, not wearing masks and stuff. And it's like, you bunch
all
of
at the restaurants
hypocrites.
hanging out.
Yeah, I hate seeing that shit.
So hopefully all this will pass here real soon. I'm counting on it. I got my hopes up high that it'll just all go away real soon.
I hope so. Because like we've talked about, I really hope that businesses, HVAC companies, and any business in general does not have to close down again. Because I don't want to see a bunch of people lose their livelihood. That's not cool. People that have been working their whole lives to build something for their family and pass something on for generations to come, and they're going to lose that. And I don't want to see that happen to anybody. What's up, Nate Peterson? How you doing, brother? He said, what's up, Gil, Steve, and everyone else?
Yep. Good evening, Mr. Nate.
I'm going to walk over here. I need to blow my schnoz so I'm not sitting on the microphone.
Go ahead. Well, thank you for that. All right. Well, is everybody still eating their leftovers? Turkey sandwiches and casseroles, green bean casseroles. I know I've got a refrigerator full that my mom hooked me up with as we left. So we'll be chewing on that here for the next couple of days, without a doubt. But I don't mind it. I think it's the last. Well, I think he should have turned his microphone off. That's all. Gotta love Gil, the one and only. But yeah, man, I gotta think about going on a diet or something here. I've eaten and eaten and eaten and eaten and hadn't done anything to work it off other than to go to work. So maybe I'll have one last splurge of eating up until Christmas, and then we'll hop on a diet and start eating right, taking care of my body a little bit, just a little bit. I don't like to do that kind of stuff, but I do need to start watching what I eat.
Well, I keep myself in decent shape as far as my appearance, as far as, my weight and stuff like that. But I went and played flag football on Thanksgiving, like a turkey bowl thing. And goddamn, do my legs still sore because I don't run like I used to. And man, my legs are feeling it. That kind of makes me sad. But I need to start getting out there and doing something more. I just I miss going to the gym. Once we move, I'm gonna put some kind of thing in my house that I get. But yeah, it's been crazy. I don't want to go to a gym and people are all nuts and having to wear 8 masks and you can't breathe, and I'll be in there suffocating because I smoke 8 packs of cigarettes a day. So
just take your kids out to the local football field after school or something and let them go and just chase them. They'll probably outrun you, outlast you anyway.
Well, no doubt about that.
For the duration.
Yeah. Well, I take my daughters home walks every day. So we walk around the neighborhood. So I walk. So, I mean, I do things. But it's just like full-fledged, like sprinting football kind of deal. That's a different story.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Everyone climb around on it, and it's tough. My legs hurt for days after that. And when I was a teenager, I was up and down that mountain all the time. I actually rode my bicycle up that mountain. I don't know if you've ever been to Stone Mountain, but it's quite a granite hike. I think it's a little bit over a mile, and it's tough. It's tough if you're not in shape. That's kind of what all the locals do when they want to get in shape. They go walk up the mountain, or you can walk around the park. I think it's like a 5-mile walk around the park on the sidewalks. Very nice. Very nice.
Go ahead, Gary. My guns are loaded. Come knocking on my door. You'll be running back to your truck real fast. Gary lives around in my area. Let's see some of these comments. Keep up with them.
Okay, he was just up on the roof, wasn't he?
Yeah. He probably still is, or he left. But he's not that far from me. I have an office in Annapolis. Jared over on Facebook said at least he didn't leave his mic on while taking a dump. Yeah, no, I didn't do that one. That's funny. I forget who was that just did that, Jared. I know exactly what you're talking about now that you say that. I forget who did that. My buddy Mark, what is up, my brother from Florida, is up in here. Let me look at the name over here. Mr. Casey Pace says Northeast Florida is so cutthroat. Companies are offering to do a full heat pump install for $4K and under. What is your opinion of Goodman equipment that is properly installed? I mean, they do have a pretty good warranty. I think Goodman's reputation is tarnished by the fact that damn near anybody can buy their stuff. Thoughts, please. Well, Mr. Casey, I agree with you 100%. I don't think anything's wrong with Goodman equipment. I really don't. It's all about how it's installed. And It's just that they sell to everybody, and they sell to these people, these hacks that they put it in and they hack it up. It was one of the easiest ones to get online, even though now you can get any brand online. I've seen it. People have showed me. I'm talking Carrier, Train. You can get them all. So there's no brand you can't get online now. But for the longest time, Goodman was always the easiest one to get. And like I said, some of the dealers, the one by me, I've seen it. I've been there. I've watched some guy pull up. I literally watched the guy change, Joe Blow's grass cutting or lawn care. He took the magnet off, threw it in his little box in the back of his truck, grabbed his Joe Blow's heat and air sign, put the magnet on, walked in and got a Goodman system. So I think Goodman equipment installed properly is fine. If you look up some of the customer reviews and stuff like that, Goodman ranks towards the top. I mean, that's just the facts. Although you can only kind of take some of these websites so far because you don't know who it's sponsored by and things like that. So it's kind of hard, but all reality, the Goodman's new stuff, I don't think is bad at all. As long as it's installed properly. Hell, the air conditioning guy, Juan, on YouTube, you look at his installs, man. It's all Goodman stuff, and his installs look, like a masterpiece. So he can prove to everybody that it's all about how it's installed.
Yeah, that is true. It's all about the install and commissioning and setting it up properly and the airflow, and it'll go for a good long time. I mean, I don't have that many problems out of Goodman's that are installed properly. And that's the biggest thing. Like you said, it's easy to get, it's cheap. And the guys that are just out to make a quick buck, they'll slam that stuff in and not bring things up to code, and damn things jacked up sideways, and they put it on a slab down in the basement, and the slab's not level, and nothing matches up. The panels never go back on right. Can't get to 1-inch filter door on or off, and
doesn't drain properly. It's all that stuff.
Yeah, it's all about the install. You take care of it, take care of your install, and it'll take care of you.
Adam said, I like to be a slow buck. Gary, maybe this grass cutting service is his side job. Well, if he owns an HVAC company and he needs a side job, then he's doing something wrong.
So, yeah, something wrong. He ain't pricing his stuff right.
Yeah. Slow twitch muscles have overtaken my sprint. Well, I'll bet, Miss Susie. I'm going back a little bit. Nate Peterson said, I watch what I eat. I watch it right before it goes in my mouth.
I've got the same problem.
Yeah.
That's me. 100%.
Miss Jessica said she made carnitas for dinner tonight. I'm sorry, Mr. Steve. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine. And Jessica, Miss Julia does talk about getting you some cookies down there. So she does have that in mind. She's looking for something to package them up in so they won't get damaged, or I can bring them down to you when we go to the synopsis, whatever you want. I told her to send you the cookies and some icing in a piping bag. That way you can decorate them yourself. She said no.
That's funny. So what's up, Isaiah? How you doing, buddy?
She wants to eat them.
No dinner, Gary. We already ate. We had people over. Had some chicken Alfredo, and that shit was, it was good.
We had Womp biscuits and sausage.
Womp biscuits?
Sausage. Yeah, you get the can, you womp it on the side of the cabinet, and it opens up. Come on.
I've never, I mean, it makes sense. I put it together, but I've never heard of it called that. Womp biscuits. That's hilarious.
Womp biscuits. Just womp it up against the countertop and they open up.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I like making like homemade sausage biscuits and gravy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was wanting some, but she didn't make no gravy. So it was just sausage biscuits tonight with her relatives, and then we was over at my folks' Thursday, and we brought leftovers home from both of them. So I'm about done eating for a while. Yeah, of course, I'm going to go in there and get me a cup of ice cream here as soon as the show's over, and put a brownie in the bottom of that.
Yeah, I had my wife. I don't do it that often, just because I do try to watch what I eat. But it's when I take like that homemade French vanilla ice cream thing, and then like I like the real, like I don't know how to. My wife knows the difference. I like a certain vanilla ice cream. I don't like I like the real like homemade stuff. I don't like that like fake looking stuff. It just doesn't. It looks like it's a snowball or whatever. But I take that
ice
and
milk.
we melt peanut butter and put on it, and I'll make like my own Reese's Pieces sundae.
Oh,
That's like once a month because that shit sticks right to your ribs. So I can't eat that all the time. Everybody said I wasn't hungry, man, until you guys.
I know we screwed everybody up at what 11 o'clock at night. Everybody's going to go eat their last meal for the night here.
Yeah, it's funny. I got you, Adam. Right. Sorry, buddy. I stuck those iWave papers over top my phone, so I didn't see it. And then Mr. I love banana bread, Jessica. Yes, I did, Isaiah. You got your in a relationship, man. You ladies, man. You down there beating off them. Got to beat off the women with a stick in Louisiana, huh, buddy? Happy for you, man. Congratulations. What am I doing? Here we go.
Adam coming in?
Yep, he is coming in.
Right. Coming in.
Yeah, and I got Adam stuff already. Paste. Send. Just sent it, Adam. Oh, yeah? There you go. She's a Marine, eh? Tell her some provide. She's probably a bad lady then.
Keep you straight.
Yeah, get it done.
Keep you straight for a long time.
Jared said this live chat should be renamed to HVAC Food Network. Yeah, I know, right? Everybody's talking about food. Well, I guess it's only fitting when it's, Thanksgiving weekend.
Well, we've covered a lot. We've covered maintenance. We covered indoor air quality. We've talked duct cleaning and running ducts, replacing ducts. And
talked all kind of things, man. What the hell?
Yeah, uncensored. There is no rules. No rules. Just hanging out. But I think we're going to we need to get on a schedule and talk some HVAC stuff here in the next couple live streams. And
yeah, no, we definitely will. I mean, the last week being the first one we hopped on, and then this one, I didn't even really know if we were going to go tonight, but I didn't want to not do anything. Talking ducks to ducks.
There you go.
So ducks with a T to ducks with a K.
Did you find him? Is he lost? He's lost in the World Wide Web.
Yeah, no, I sent it to him. We'll see what happens here.
Well, his internet was acting up. What's today? Saturday? Yeah, last night. I think for their show. I think his internet was acting up.
It happens.
So maybe he's still having issues.
Sometimes it happens to the best of us. That's why I did I have that one whole thing coming to my house just for the podcast. Just because we do too much streaming and between the kids and stuff like that.
I just found out I can see the chat.
Oh yeah, you click on it, it pops up.
If I click that little thing over there, I've been watching my phone down here.
Well, it used to be, I don't know if I just don't have mine big enough or what, but it used to be that you could comment back from right here, but one of the last updates, I don't know if I did something wrong or what, but it doesn't let me do it now.
What platform are you using? Using a different one than what it was before?
No, it's the same one.
Okay. You didn't flip from Zoom or anything like that?
There's Adam. Let me assign Adam to something, and then just click over to this, and then there's Mr. Adam. I have to change the name in case it's... Oh, yeah, there's no names on this screen.
What's you up? Cold?
What's up, Adam? He looks cold as a bitch, man. You all right?
It's cold here. I turn off the heat in the garage when I'm out of here because the furnace is a little loud,
Makes sense. Well, damn, what kind of temperature you guys have in Chicago already?
Let's see what it is right now. What it is. It's got to be in the 30s, I would think. 30s or 40s right now. Yeah, 39.
Oh, yeah. So that's the same. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're 40. But you guys have been cold and staying cold, though, right? Have you been? Because we've been up and down. Have you guys been up and down?
We had a couple days last week when it was fairly warm, but it's been fairly consistent cool now. I mean, it hasn't gotten cold yet, but was that 50?
Yeah, 50.
Yeah. 50 in Loganville, Georgia.
Loganville.
And
Yeah.
52 for a low. So actually it's actually gonna warm up overnight. How about that? That's different. Well, the furnace you said that's down there, is that the one you got your zoning?
Yep.
How's did you get that figured out? Is it working?
It works. I still would like to put a delay on brake timer on the solenoids, but I have not done that yet.
I gave you a background on them.
That's the way it goes.
I was wondering, I'm like, I look so plain right now.
I saw your shows, man. Friday nights have still been goofy, man, but I see you guys are getting some big ass crowds, man. Congratulations. Good for you guys, man.
Thank you.
I missed live streaming, man. I needed that little break though, man. I missed it, but it was good to just really not do shit this summer. Like just take some time off. There was just so many things going on that I really, really needed it. So, you know,
I don't know what it is, honestly. I just look forward to it, you know. And before we were doing it ourselves, it was kind of becoming annoying, to be honest with you. It was kind of like a job. Like I was nervous about it. Oh, I got to get prepared and do this and that. And now it's like, we don't care. You know, that's kind of our MO. And like when we have a guest on, they're like, so what do you want to talk about? What's kind of the structure of the show? I'm like, we don't have a structure. Whatever you want to talk about, we don't care. You know, we might talk about shit stories, something like that. You know, who knows?
Yeah. That's always the top topic of your shows. Okay,
it's like
he's got
for some reason.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, it's just about whatever works, man. It's being consistent, and you guys are there every Friday, man. I give it to you. So that's why tonight like I said, we had a new roof put on today. Then we had people over, and I really, really like people left like 20 minutes before I talked to Mr. Steve, and I was like, man, I really, really don't want to do this, but definitely got it. Once I get on here, it's fine. So start making some things happen. Me and Ryan are in the process. We've been looking at some buildings to make commercial buildings to make just like a little local office for us, and we might put like a studio inside of there. So we might really try to do something. Studio.
That's your boss?
Yeah, he's the owner, you know, of the company.
What kind of hitter you got going over there? That thing sounds like a little jet airplane taking off when you hit it.
Yeah. What are you smoking?
Yours, Gil.
Ooh, me? Oh, this is just this little vape. I don't even know what it's called. I do this to smoke in the house. It really doesn't help me not smoke cigarettes at all, because now I just find myself smoking both. It doesn't replace a cigarette for me. I've tried all these menthol flavors, and as soon as I get outside and I got a pack of cigarettes in my pocket, it's, hey, let me smoke a cigarette. But like I said, I don't smoke in the house, so I'll sit in here with this thing, and it just kind of, you know, breaks the habit. When it starts to get cold, sometimes I'll get lazy and not want to go outside. Like, yeah, it's cold as shit out there. I'll just stay in here and puff on this little thing.
Yeah, we got a little sunroom, all glassed in, and we got one of those little radiant oil-filled heaters out there, so we pretty much keep that thing set on 68. And it does a good job. I mean, it'll hold it when it gets 30 outside. It might be 60 in the room there. We got a little fan always sucking out, so and leave the window cracked. So we always got some fresh air coming through there. Don't know what it does to our power bill because we've never turned it off to see what it does. We go straight from heat to cool. We don't do that intermediate shoulder season. Oh, let's shut everything down. We got the auto changeover, so we're flipping from heat to cool. I think air conditioner was on yesterday, as a matter of fact, and heat came on last night. All about the comfort. All about the comfort.
My wife's always about fucking with the thermostat. Go ahead, Adam.
I was just gonna say my kids, like, they're so finicky with the temperatures, you know. It'll be warm during the day and then, you know, cooler 50s or something, 60s at night. And all of a sudden I hear the air conditioning kick on. My son's like, it's hot in my room. It's like, open your damn window. You know? Jesus.
It's fucking 45 degrees outside. You don't need to turn the air on.
Exactly.
I went to a call a week or two ago. It got cold. I say cold, not to y'all. It's got 37 degrees at night. Tri-level townhome, 3 zones, furnace up in the attic. And the mama sleeps by herself in the master upstairs. And she's got the thermostat and had it set on 67 degrees. And they had the thermostat on the main level and the basement level set at 72 degrees. So that heat rises, you know, open stairwell deal. So all that heat rises and keeping that damn AC running all the time. And as soon as it satisfies, then the furnaces kick in, or the furnace kicks on for those zone dampers. And so she starts to get hot upstairs. You know, zone dampers are going to finish the call before they do a auto switch over.
Sounds like she's fucking shit up.
And and they have what's a changeover time? And at like 20 minutes, if on a zone system, if you go from heat to cool, they got that maybe a 20-minute, 15-minute time delay. So
it depends on the brand. Cooking. Some of them.
Yeah. I think
she needs to go those, what are they? The 3-pipe Mitsubishi systems. I've never installed one of those, but
the high velocity things.
Move the heat from one room to the other. You know what I mean? Instead of
Yeah. I really think that VRF is going to be the future in certain places, you know, because then you can heat and cool, you know, you can be heating this space and cooling this space at the same time, you know, because you're just taking the heat that you're taking from this one and putting it in this one. We've been having some big commercial VRF jobs, and they're pretty neat. I'll be honest, I've even been learning some shit about them. I mean, I know how they work, I understand them, but I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything. So,
they're not fun to work on, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no. But I mean, some of these commercial places, it definitely makes sense. It's the only way that you're really going to truly solve what they want than trying to put. He was like, yeah, some guy came in here and said he was going to give me like 45 like residential ductless systems. I was like, what? What are you going to have, a field of fucking condensing units outside? I'm like, no, that's stupid. I was like, don't do that.
We installed one Daikin VRF. It was 2 systems, 1 job, 2 10-ton units, and the whole process sucked. Just because, like, you have to give them almost an exact piping layout with the 90s and length of pipe and everything, and you're telling them where you're reducing it, where you're putting their, what do they call them, ref nuts? That's what Daikin calls them, I think, or whatever. But the splitter tubes and everything, and they need to sign off on it. And then after you do the job, they want to come out and inspect it and make sure the pipe is what you said it was, you know? Mm-hmm. And then at that point, they tell you what to charge the unit with. And I just felt like, okay, we'll just, you know, you tell us what to do and I don't know. I just like being able to figure it out and do it myself, but they don't really want you to do that, I guess, you know?
Well, I know Mitsubishi, when we've done a couple of Mitsubishi jobs, that we've sent them over plans, and they pretty much say, hey, this is exactly what you need. This is how you should do it. So they kind of make it easy. I don't know. I mean, Daikin probably does the same thing, because we do some Daikin stuff too. We do Daikin mini split systems, and then Mitsubishi. All the VRF stuff we've done has been Mitsubishi, though. I haven't been involved in a Daikin VR, like true VRF system. It's been Mitsubishi.
I have never installed a Mitsubishi, The only ductless I've done is early on when Train, before they were Mitsubishi, they were Gree. I installed one of those, and then I've installed a bunch of Daikins and a ton of Fujitsus. And I have to say that I like Fujitsu a hell of a lot better than Daikin. I just like that it comes with the pan heater. There's just so many different little nuances that I feel are better. One thing I don't like about Fujitsu is on their thermostats. I don't know if it's on all of them. I don't think it's on their remote ones, but their wired thermostats. The temperature increments go up by 2 degrees instead of 1.
Oh,
and
wow.
some customers complain. But if you do the conversion between Fahrenheit and Celsius, it's almost roughly 2 degrees. So I kind of think it's like a European or whatever,
Yeah. I just heard that some of the new Fujitsu stuff is kind of goofy with things they're doing. I heard that from somebody else, so I don't want to talk on something that I haven't done. But I just heard the new Fujitsu stuff. Things was weird. But I know about Gree because I mean all the carrier stuff that I did. Gree makes all their ductless systems are Gree.
Just the one. Oh, go ahead.
Isn't Gree the one? And then maybe a couple of years back that it was a 120 volt. I mean, they had a contactor and a capacitor and a relay for the reversing valve, and that was it. Or is that a different brand? I thought it was a Gree.
I think it really depends. There's still, Yamo sends us pictures of stuff he works on all the time in Mexico. And I guess like in a lot of places, they sell mini splits that are not inverter units. And they're just they're just basic capacitor, contactor, and that's what it is,
Yeah. So I think back when those kind of systems, now I'd say in the States, most of us, it doesn't make sense just because of the cost, really doesn't make sense. I mean, you figure, a 1-to-1. So you feel like say you're doing an addition, a 9,000 BTU to a 9,000 head. I mean, I'm getting that thing for what, $400, $450. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? It's pretty cheap. So it doesn't make sense to not do the inverter. It's like people are like, I want straight AC. I'm like, why? It's like $100 more for a heat pump. Like, just you'd rather have the heat, not use it. Like, why?
The only thing, because I've done a bunch of different jobs with mini split heat pumps, heating, in additions or whatever, and I'm just always careful about. That's one reason why I like Fujitsu. Their data, where they give you like a catalog to read from, they show like the curve. That's one of the things. Like, I want the data at my fingertips to be able to design something. They have I know every manufacturer has like a low temperature heating unit. Daikin has one. I don't remember what the Mitsubishi one is called. Fujitsu has one, but you just got to watch out. Where does the curve start dropping off at, the heating curve, if you're going to use it as a primary source of heat, right?
Yeah. I want to say one of them is called like the Hyperheat or something like that. Isn't that Mitsubishi?
Yeah, there's the Hyperheat. It's supposed to be the Mac Daddy one, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think that's Mitsubishi.
I mean,
I will say, and I'm no expert on ductless mini splits and nothing like that, but I do think when it comes to, I do think the best of the best is Mitsubishi. Is it worth how much more you're paying for it? I don't know. But some of the systems, like high-end systems that I've seen, the Mitsubishi ones are pretty badass. I mean, I will say that. But then again, some of the Carrier ones I've done, like Carrier literally has them just like they do their normal system. So they have their whole comfort, performance, infinity line. They do the same thing with their ductless systems, and that's, like I said, all their shit's made by Gree. I have I got their book right here. And I sold one of the Infinity ones one time, and I think it was pretty sweet too. I guess it's hard for me to say that because I'm not comparing apples to apples, because I've never seen like a high-end Fujitsu, like their flagship, or I've never really seen. I can't say that because I did see. Isn't Daikin 23 SEER, like that's their best one, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
I can't be I think it might even be more than that. I don't know. To be honest with you, I've never sold one. The only I don't usually go for sear. Most of the time I'm using it for heat too, so I always look at the heating. So like Fujitsu, they have the Halcyon XLTH model, extreme low heating temperature or temperature heating, whatever. That goes down to negative 15 degrees, they say, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. They're all kind of stupid if you ask me. I mean, they work in situations, but they're like cheap. You're just like opening the lids on everything. It just feels like everything's gonna break all the time. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be neat if they were easier. I actually had to, on that maintenance I went to the other day, it was 2 system. It was a full system that we put in and then a mini split. And the guy had finished out his attic and foamed it and did all that junk. And so I grabbed the remote. He had it turned off. I hit it and fan comes on. It's not blowing any heat. I was like, well, damn, this sucks. He says it doesn't come on much. I'm going, great. This thing's brand new. It's out of refrigerant or something. Go outside, outdoor fans running, compressor's not running. Turn it off, wait 5 minutes, turn it back on. Still nothing. So I got to confess, I had to call Ralph.
What do you say?
And
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
Operator error. The remote 2 feet from the head, pushing the button, but I did not have it pointed at the remote at the head. And if that damn thing don't beep,
you gotta hear the beep, right?
Gotta hear the beep. I mean, it was changing. I had it turned all the way up to 85 degrees. It's like, damn.
That's a rookie mistake, Mr. Steve. Damn, man.
I know. You know, this is residential basic stuff, right?
Another problem I've run into after a couple years after installing multiple Fujitsu multi-splits. So they use the same remotes for their single zone units. And if they have one zone on the thermostat set to auto changeover or multiple zones set to auto changeover, and then or one on auto changeover, one on heat or one on cool, it gets confused. It just locks out. It like won't do anything because it's like, whoa, one's telling me to do this and the other's telling me to do this, you know? So it's kind of stupid that they have it on the remote as auto as even an option. They should, and now I just make sure I tell people to use auto, you know?
Well, shouldn't it have a differential in there though? So it has to be like a normal system. So even like a normal heat pump, there should be a differential of like 2-3 degrees so that never happens. It never actually sends a signal for both to work at the same time.
I don't know. I remember sitting on hold one day at a job we did when it was like -5 degrees outside and the guy's addition was cold. And I'm like, great. This is the last thing I want to deal with right now is a heat pump with this cold outside not working, you know? And I explained to him what was happening. He's like, what's the remote set to? Heat or auto? Well, auto. He's like, turn it to heat. It's going to kick on right away. Okay. And it did. So, yeah.
That's something good to know.
Yes, it is. It's software issues for sure.
Sorry.
But to try to get somebody to fix that, that's not going to happen.
Miss Amanda, our office manager, just hopped in on Facebook.
So you got to act prim and proper now, Gil.
Yeah, I know. Nah, she knows me already. Worked with her a couple of months now. She already, she knows that I'm fucking weirdo. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of this stuff. Is shit closing down by? I mean, how is your state, Adam? Like, is all your stuff still open? Are they doing the whole COVID bullshit again?
They're doing like they had like a stay-at-home order, which was weird because they put out, you know, like when you get an Amber Alert and your phone beeps. We were working. I was with 2 other guys, and all of a sudden, at the exact same time, all of our phones were like beep. And we're like, "What the heck is this?" And you look at it, it's like stay-at-home order in effect tonight until I don't remember what they said, but yeah,
they got a time frame on it.
They did. I didn't really pay attention to it too, because I mean, I don't do anything outside of work anyways. But I'm essential, right?
Yes, you are. You're very essential.
So
We
are
all know
you.
you are. How old are you,
Me?
Adam? Yeah.
39.
Okay. I was admiring your gray
Oh, thank you.
coming out.
I'm
So
I'm starting to get up there. I'm feeling it.
well,
I know. I feel it. Mine
That
gets
happens.
there. It's coming back in. Every once in a while, mine gets nuts, and I gotta give it the old dye job. Otherwise,
The
my
old
shit right
comb.
here gets white. So I've been keeping it. I like my beard long. My wife doesn't, and I do think it looks better when it's shorter as far as what I'm doing. But I like the long beard. But
I'm just going with the no shave November thing right now. You know, my wife looked at me today and she's like, I've never wanted to trim someone's facial hair and hair ever more than I do right now looking at you.
that's
Like, a
funny.
couple more days.
Gary Black says I'm 35 and I'm feeling it. Yeah, well, I'm 38. I don't know if you heard earlier, Adam. I played flag football on Thanksgiving, and dude, my fucking legs are feeling it, bro. Like I was like, the next day I woke up and was like, oh fuck, like man, my legs hurt. Like I haven't ran like that, and not like I mean, I'll run around with my daughters or go for walks and stuff, but not like full fledged like sprinting and cutting and shit like that. Yeah, my legs were definitely feeling it.
It's probably a pretty good thing to do every so often, you know. I couldn't tell you the last time I ran.
Yeah. Like now, I mean, I'll be honest, the day of my legs were a little sore, but I did feel good because I used to wake up in the morning and I used to go running before I went to work every day. And some days weren't that far. Some days were further than others. And I think the most I ever did was a mile, and it was kind of rare. But I would feel really good though. Like then I'd come home, take a shower, and then go to work, and I really would feel good starting the day off. I guess it just gets your blood going, your body feels good. It's hard to maintain. It's hard to keep up. Things happen that all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking snowing or it's freezing. I'm not doing that. Or it's raining. I'm not going today. So.
Well, and like, I don't know. I do a little bit of everything, obviously. Service, install, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'm probably in a slump right now too. When you don't work out a lot, then when you're working hard, you feel like crap. If I would work out on a normal basis, I'd probably feel better during work. But like when you push your body like that at work and you don't work out, you're probably, you know, I know how the last thing I want to do is, hey, let me go for a jog when I get home from work today, you know?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Miss Susie said I would never live anywhere that I had to dress like Adam is now indoors/home equals naked.
I'm kind of outside.
Yeah, you're in your garage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, mine's trying
just a
to.
live stream. So turn the furnace on, man. Sit there and take it off, man. Show us what you got, bro.
I'm good. I got the scotch to warm me up, you know?
Yeah, man. I had a few drinks earlier, man. I wish I had something to sip on right now. I saw you sipping on that, and I was looking around, like, seeing if I had anything close. I think where the hell did that tequila go?
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea.
No.
Tequila is like something I need when I'm like, if you're going out with your friends, you're at the bar and you want to start trouble. That's my opinion on tequila.
Oh, yeah. Tequila's.
It'll be someplace where you're put and not going to be going anywhere.
Yeah. I'll get
And you're
kicked
with
off
friends
YouTube
who
forever.
really know you.
I'll be naked and doing something with
It is the liquid drug, or it was for me.
well, my friend Joey, he's no longer here now, but he was Filipino, so he used to do tequila with hot sauce. You know, and it actually tasted not bad until the next day when you're sick.
Crap and fire.
Yeah, and your ass burns. So it's like, what really happened last night, man? How drunk did I get? Like, where'd you take me? What did we do? But yeah, that stuff was crazy.
We had we went to a friend of mine, one of my best friend's cottages, and like all of our extended friends that I grew up with went there and their spouses. And this was like I don't know. My kids were probably around 4 or 5, and this is the first time I was able to let loose since they were born, you know? So we get there, and man, I remember drinking rum. I was drinking Sailor Jerry, and I was just pounding it. And like, you know, maybe about midnight, I was trying to convince my friend to break out the pontoon boat. He's like, it doesn't work in reverse. And I'm like, I got this. So I take off my clothes, jump in the lake butt ass naked. I'm dragging the pontoon out. Back on the boat. There's all kinds of, all of our friends are there and everything. And then the next morning, my wife's shaking me and waking me up in the early morning. She's like, you cannot act like that anymore. You are not 21 years old. First time I did that in whatever, long time. But
my wife says the same thing. She's like, yo, you're old as fuck now. You can't do that stuff anymore. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, be quiet. I'm like, I'm still going to do that stuff. We were talking a story the other day. A friend of mine, this is a long time ago, but there was a bunch of us like naked in a hot tub, and my friend we drank a whole bunch. He killed the bottle of Rumplemints. Ooh. And yeah, he swan dive into a hot tub, like split his eye open. So then he gets out, he's stumbling around, falls in these people's garden. Like he's literally butt naked, dick in the dirt, like not figuratively speaking. He's literally, so we call an ambulance or whatever. The ambulance comes and I'm out there waving, like doing this, waving ambulance down butt naked. I'm like, over here, like, bring it down the driveway. The ambulance driver's like, what the hell is going on here? And my buddy's all messed up and he's like, I'm a champion. They're like, yeah, okay, buddy. Just get in the back of the ambulance. We're in the hospital and he is being obnoxious. He's drunk. He's being obnoxious, but we're drunk too, so it's funny. The one nurse gets so pissed off that she's like, my 7-year-old son acts better than you. And I know my buddy. So as soon as he says that, I stick my hand over his mouth and you hear, fuck your 7-year-old son. And I'm like, oh my God. But, yeah, that night was crazy.
See, my thing now is if I'm drinking, I like to just chill out. I don't like to try to drink too much and try to do activities because that's when you get yourself into trouble when you're doing extracurriculars.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Or if I go out, I like little hole in the wall bars. I don't want no fancy big place. But I'd rather go to a friend's house and drink at a friend's house or drink with friends or my brother or something. I don't want to go to these big fancy bars. Like here they have in Baltimore, it's called like Fells Point or Canton. And yeah, that's great when you're in your 20s and you're down there, thinking with your penis and stuff like that. But now you go down there and it's like, oh my God, look at that old guy. It's like, oh fuck, that's me. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want no parts of that shit. I don't want to be fucking walking around like this. Get me in the old bar with the cougars with, one titty bigger than the other and stuff like that. I'm cool with those kind of places.
Town
What's up, Zach? Sorry, I saw Zach's in here. What's up, Zach?
The town I grew up in, they had a bar. It was the old people's bar. It's called Secrets.
Huh? We have that in Eastern Shore.
No talks or stories ever left that place. It was whatever happened in there stayed in there. I went in there once. I was in my teens, 18. You could drink when I was 18. You could drink, and we just went bar hopping in the little town I was in, and we popped into Secrets. Here comes 3 or 4 18-year-olds. Everybody looks around us like, I think we're out of our age group here. They're all at that point. They looked like they were in their 50s and 60s, but we were 18. Who knows how old they were? But we were definitely not in our age group, so. It was like, one beer, we're out of here.
Yeah, I'm just weird now in my age, all the stupid shit I've done. I don't like to not be in control anymore, or for me to let loose, I have to be around somebody that I really trust. So like my brother, probably 3 friends, and 2 of them don't live in the state. So one friend that I would actually like let loose, like or family, like my sister or something. So I'll have a couple of drinks, and then if I feel myself, I'll have a good time, and then I'll shut myself off just because I don't want anything stupid to happen.
Well, that's the name of the game, is to know when to shut yourself down.
So
For
I
sure.
would
That's go ahead.
kind of off the topic of drinking. I wanted to ask you guys something. I think it was on your page, Gil. Somebody was posting about some type of filter cabinet where it takes like 4 filters. It had like a Red Cross symbol on it, and I don't know. It was like a big discussion on it, but then another one of the members recommended a company I think called Pure Air HEPA filters. And they have, because all the HEPA filters I've ever installed has been like, I think a maximum of 300 CFM. And Pure Air goes up to, they might even go up more, but they go up to definitely 1200 CFM, which is insane. And he was explaining, depending on how you duct it, you could actually drop the static of your system, because of all the airflow this thing draws. So I don't know if you guys, have you heard of that?
I've seen a couple of them. I'll be honest, I haven't paid attention in the group too much. I know Kelly is doing one where it's a, I think it's a 1-inch filter, but it's like some kind of goofy one. But the particles that it catches is good for static pressure, and I'm trying to think of the percentage. It's like a really high percentage as far as like the microns and different things as far as how much it catches. I don't know if that's the Pure Air or not, but I know he had somebody come out to his company and he talked about it on the one podcast one time. I don't know if that is the Pure Air. And I want to make sure that I'm thinking about the right one.
I don't know when you're talking about, is it induct or is it set separately and gets ducted out? A bypass. It is a bypass. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Then the one, yeah, it's not the same thing I'm thinking about then.
That's a lot of CFM.
It is a lot of CFM. I mean, if you think about, because I've always wondering, I know the HEPA filters are awesome. Even if you have a 300 CFM and you crank it up all the way to high, you're doing pretty good, but you're really not filtering everything. I don't know if the Pure Air, if you could actually change, if it has like a rheostat on it where you could vary the airflow. I do know that you can get them as ECM, variable speed motors. But I mean, you could filter a good portion of the air with that bypass without having any pressure drop on your system at all, Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Susie. Thanks for coming. Have a good night.
Right. But to run that kind of CFM through because they always talk about you to catch the particles you really want to catch, you got to get your CFM down, which is going to help capture all your small stuff. I went to the Honeywell MERV 16. It fits in the old Space Guard April Air cabinets, the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran that thing in my house, 4-ton drive. And what I noticed was all the little stuff that floats up under your lamp next to your lazy boy, all that stuff was gone. But I went and wired it up, so when I had it on fan on, it dropped down to low speed. I had a 2-stage heat furnace, so I had like 6 wiretaps. But when I just had it in fan on, it would drop down to that lowest fan speed, and it was amazing. I mean, it was I was very impressed with it versus the regular MERV 10 that came with the Space Guard. So,
see, I think there's a couple different like schools of thought behind the airflow. I know that it's better for a normal filter to run lower airflow, like slower air will catch the particles better. But then I also heard if you run it too slow, you're not even going to drive the particles into the duct system to grab them. You know what I mean? So you got to be somewhere sweet spot. And it's hard to like, how do you gauge that? I've never heard of any kind of class that addresses that. Because you got to be able to suck the dust in order to grab it. If you're just barely trickling the airflow through, I don't think you're going to do very much.
Well, I bet you we can find somebody.
Let's get Brian Orr in here.
Yeah.
Or Nate Adams may know. No, we're I'll ask my boss. We know a bunch of guys that do these high-end homes, high-performance homes, duct designs. I mean, some really crazy, crazy stuff these guys do. And they did a little series on airflow and filtration. I'll see if I can dig that up and get that out to you.
Well, I think a lot has to go on the actual duct design itself. It has to go on the kind of motor, what kind of filter you're using. I mean, if you're using a media filter, is there UV lights on it? You know, because some of these, you know, ionizing particle gathering, you know, they're going to do different things because they're going to make that stuff stick together and make it easier to get caught inside the filter. You know, what the MERV of the filter is. So there's a lot of things that go into it. So I don't know if that's just some kind of general answer that you could give, you know? I mean, I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I don't know.
One big problem I think we all have with this is that indoor air quality, for the most part, is something that you only hear benefits on if you have somebody that's very sick in the house and they become better after you install something, right? Like, none of us are scientists. None of us have the capabilities of actually, I mean, we could buy cheap indoor air quality monitors, right? But like, we're talking about something you can't generally see. We can't answer the question. I don't think we could. I mean, it's the same thing with like the iWave, which I have one right over here, or the Remy Halo and all that. It's like, do they work? Is it snake oil? I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I've been using them for a long time, and when I put mine in my old home, when the kids were little and everything and running around, what I noticed, and I had I think it's called an air scrubber now. It's called something else. Got the honeycomb, the PCO, and the bulb slides in the middle of it. Ozone generating deal for first couple of months. It really kicks it out. But the odors in my home went away. Even the laundry room, and 2 little girls, you know, clothes. So the laundry room always has the clothes smell. That went away. My bananas and apples quit turning brown as soon. Our bread, we always had bread, but we weren't big bread eaters, so it would always mold up before we got it done. But our bread quit molding up. It would turn hard, just dry out, but mold quit growing on the bread as soon as I put that thing in. So it does do something, without a doubt.
There's definitely people, like, you know, having extensive conversations with Nate Adams, with Big Clive, on kind of the air chemistry. And I know there's a lot of people that are skeptical on actually changing the chemistry of the air of your home. You know what I mean? And there is something to say about that. Is it good? Is it bad? Like, does it have more benefit than side effects? You know?
I know dumping ozone is something you don't want to do. It's definitely not it's a lung irritant. So it's definitely not anything that it used to be a big thing. You know, 20 years ago, it was like, oh yeah, you got to have ozone in your home and dump. And Alpine had actually ozone generators. That was a big thing.
They called it, wasn't it the Alpine Ozonator? They called it. Yeah. It's like a little box fan.
Had a rheostat, man. You could crank that thing up and run people out of there.
But you figure nowadays, most people put so many aerosols and chemicals that are in your air. I don't think you can, I mean, unless it's like a true like organic person that they only use like organic scent-free chemicals. I mean, do people realize how bad scented candles are really for us and for your home? Like,
I have a candle right here.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be natural. It's this BS that I got sold on Facebook, the Dr. Squatch.
Oh, the Dr. Squatch. You got the soap. Like, stop putting this on your balls and, you know, do this. Yeah, I think I have some of that soap too, to be honest. The one that's like some kind of rum, something Captain Rum.
I have the soap, and that's what this Bay Rum. That's
oh shit, microphone.
Hey, I see Miss Chronic Flute is in the chat, and she just changed out her Remy for the new and improved, and was wondering if she sees any difference between the one that you took out and the one that you put in. She's lying in bed too, so she's looking. It would be really cool stories.
To get somebody from Remy Halo to come on one of these streams and just like, you know,
yeah. But I feel like sometimes, like, sometimes I want to ask them questions, like, don't come on and give us like generic bullshit answers. Like, don't read your fucking pamphlet to me. Like, I can do that myself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Don't come selling.
yeah, like answer the questions. Like, does this actually do this?
Right.
Well,
you want
we,
the Bergman of their company to come on.
yeah. Well, we've ran some tests,
you
and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like, yeah, well, you're no fucking good. Click. See you later. Like, go away. Like, that's. I don't want your diplomatic answer. I am
I'm sure Big Clive would have something to say, and it may go way over our heads by the time he starts rolling.
Well, to be honest, like I know he's been on your show. I don't know Big Clive. Like, what does he do? Where is he from?
He is like, I don't know if he's an engineer. He works like deep into electricity, electronics, and I know he was an electrician, but he his understanding of electrical components is like mind blowing. We almost have to like taper down our questions when we ask him something, because like within 3 seconds we're all like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? So, but he was all into, he's very much so into the UV light thing. He has done a ton of videos on UV light, UVC versus UV LED, and all this different stuff and how they work. And he was doing like testing, and he would show on video testing with bananas with UV lights and that, fruit, which was kind of cool.
Well, I've just never been a huge fan of just single or like just normal UV bulbs. Like, I do think they're good to, like, if you have an A coil, to let it shine your coil to help, no growth and stuff like that. But if somebody takes that and like just puts it in the ductwork, I don't really like them, because the air, like, it's not going to sit there long enough for it to do anything. Like I always say, it's not like a commercial, like one of the small commercial dishwashers where it's like let me try to get a wider shot here. It's not like you have it open, you put some air in, close the sides, clean the air, let it out. The velocity of the air is going by it so fast that it's not sitting there long enough to actually do anything.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting too. Like, because I remember, early on when I was taking classes on that UV lights, Honeywell classes, and everything, they would say they have different wattage for different CFM, and supposedly they have certain wattage that can handle more CFM. I'm sure it's not killing everything, but even if you damage something, you damage some kind of virus or whatever, or mold or whatever, you damage its molecular whatever, it's not going to do what it does.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I've heard that it has to shine on it for at least 15 minutes. Is what I've always heard.
Well, that's why I've always liked, like the Air Knights or the Remy Halo, only because that they aggressively go out and kill things and grab it. So I'm not trying to sit here and argue one's better than the other, but in my mind, I've always thought, okay, well, those actually get picked up in the air, taken out, and grab smells and stuff like that. And I've always kept them for the small part, like the Remy Halo or the Air Knight, is having a big family like this. Normally when flu season, something happens, one person gets sick, gets sucked up in the return, comes through, and bam, just starts making its way through the house. And I've noticed that kind of stuff doesn't happen, having those kind of products on the house. And there's nothing else that's been... The only other thing that I did... What'd you say, Adam?
Supposedly the iWave is the same type of deal. It's a different way of doing it versus the Remy Halo, but it does the same type of thing, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe in this Better Air product as far as probiotic cleaners. This one's just kind of hijacked right now because the dispersal system is just not very reliable. And that's the God's honest truth. I mean, I won't lie to anybody about it. We can't get the... What's that?
It's very expensive, too.
Yeah, we just can't get the dispersal part of it down and to not have as many issues. But the probiotic itself, it is legit. And I'm telling you, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to see probiotic air cleaner, it's going to be a big thing as far as in the house, because the probiotic, the formula of the probiotic is not the question. It's just the dispersal of it. And some of the things I saw that is pretty crazy. I mean, like your skin, I mean, we've had tons of stories and emails, people coming in of things that they've had happen. Like I remember being at AHR and, you know, James O'Low was like, you know, my sinuses are clogged. And he's like, squirt it up your nose. I was like, what? Like, yeah, okay. And he's like, no, I'm serious. I was like, what? Oh, fuck it. Okay. You know, I'll be damned, dude, if like less than 5 minutes, it was like, whoop, like you could just feel your sinuses open. Like it's just like dumb shit. And, you know, maybe it's something else. I don't know. You know, maybe somebody farted and it fucking opened my arms up. My nose up. You know what I mean? But it's just, you see things happen and you're trying to find something to contribute it to. And I always try to be like, well, is it really this? Is it really this? But the probiotic stuff was definitely, it's very neat. I can't wait to see where it goes. I got enough fucking time and shit invested into it.
We had, I should email the guy. One of the people, I believe it's from, who makes iWave?
We'll tell you. I got a bunch of papers, right? New Calgon.
Calgon. One of the guys watched our show when we were talking about it, and me and Chris hooked it up and we were electrocuting ourselves, even though it wasn't really electrocute. Like, it was just like a little static. But yeah, he was like, yeah, I could talk to you guys about how it works and blah, blah, blah. And it's, you know, once again, nobody wants to hear a sales pitch. It would be nice to have somebody that's like, so this is what's happening. We're charging the blah, blah, you know. I want to hear the science behind it.
Man, I didn't know New Calgon do it. I won't buy it then. I don't like fucking New Calgon, man. Just because I feel like so that means somebody else probably invented this product.
Somebody makes it.
Because New Calgon doesn't invent anything. They just get somebody else to invent it and they steal it and put their name on it. So
it's like Supco.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a sponsor or anything, but yeah.
No. Supco's not. Yeah, but the only thing is the one guy like that we interviewed, kind of a shitty podcast, but the guy who invented that fucking like Attic Pro thing, he said that Supco was actually awesome to work with. Granted, he sold the idea to them, but he said that they were awesome though. Like, you know, he still gets his royalties. He can still say like, I invented the product. It's not like one of those things where it's like, all right, give me your idea, you know. Keep your mouth shut. Nobody's know who you are, kind of deal. He said Supco was awesome to work with, but
didn't you invent something, Steve?
Yeah, I invented a tool to blow out drain lines. Uses CO2. It was just before the swoosh thing. Actually, I took it to was it Diversitech and talked to the dude, and didn't work out for him to take it on. And then a month or two later, he came out with the swoosh and.
The Gallo gun.
Yeah, the Gallo gun.
The new one, the Generation 2 of the Gallo gun is actually pretty sweet.
I've got one.
It's different as far as how it connects, and it's got like a little thing. It's almost got like a bleeder on it where you just put it in, and you just like, psh, like it just, like, you know, a lot of times you tighten the thing up and it's like leaking shit out the side, and by the time you get to blow it out, like the pressures, it's just, it looks very well built. Granted, I didn't buy one because I don't really do that anymore, but it looked a lot more well built than the first one when I played with it for a little bit.
Actually, I got one right here that I did. So,
you're welcome, Anthony. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Nice. So there's like a tip that screws onto that, or how does it work?
I'd get your PVC fitting.
Okay.
Your female
or something, or how do you?
And just pop your CO2 cartridge in there, and it's got a really sharp pin in there to pierce the cartridge, and it is such a steep angle that you can literally adjust the pressure that comes out. So instead of let me get up so y'all can see. I mean, it would be pierced, and you can just back off just a little bit and get up, or you can come out, unscrew more and more, and let it go out at a big blast. But that was one of the things instead of it just coming out at a big blast and hurting your PVC pipe, you can regulate it. And it's such a such a steep piercing angle that you can actually seal it up, and it'll hold the seal and put it in your drawer. And I mean, you're going to get one clear line out of it. But yeah, it's a lifetime warranty, made in USA, guaranteed for life. Airplane, aluminized.
Are you selling them?
The company that I was with when I was selling these turned corporate, and they deemed it a conflict of interest for me to be a heating and air technician and selling a heating and air conditioning tool.
That makes perfect sense because you're making a tool for what you do.
That's right.
I don't think I want a non-HVAC guy making a tool like that, you know? I don't know.
So, yeah, I sold thousands and thousands and thousands of them just around here in the Atlanta area. And then corporate world shut me down.
I mean, it seems pretty neat. I mean, it seems like, you know.
Cool. I'll send you one. I'll send you one. You can, you remember Whippets?
Yes.
Okay. I got the idea of this tool from that. This is just the super heavy duty version. It's aircraft aluminum versus the plastic that you would get at the wherever you got your Whippets. Yeah, wow.
Gonna make some. Let's go got some whipped cream, dude. Come on, man. Let's get the ready whip.
Right, Adam?
I don't know what whippet is. I was just gonna...
It's nitrous oxide, and it just little.
Well, nowadays they have like the kids that are like, you know, like sucking duster and shit. Like, you know, we call my little cousin doing
nitrous, laughing gas, whatever laughing gas is.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever they use to make spritzers. If you're going to make foam, ready whip, cool whip.
Yeah. So normally what's in there at the end when it's done, you know, you just, you know, and then you know, but
I think it's just happy gas, laughing gas.
Yeah.
But it's a little 8-ounce cartridge. It's a little bitty.
I remember that thing they did on one of those shows.
It'll blow up a balloon about maybe that big. It wouldn't.
Yeah, it's nothing crazy. I just buy a bottle.
Go wah 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 wah.
Get a bottle of helium.
A minute and a half and have a headache for 2 days.
Yeah, but that's crazy that kids do now with the duster. That's totally different. You're fucking killing your brain cells.
What's a duster?
The duster to like blow off your keyboard and stuff.
Oh,
kids are huffing that shit.
That's a different gas. That's a different gas.
Oh yeah, that's not the same thing at all.
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's retarded. You're gonna make yourself really stupid doing that.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like I remember being a kid and having adults like look at me and my friends and everything and be like, "What the hell's wrong with kids these days?" You know what I mean? And now I'm older and I'm looking at kids walking down the street and stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, what the hell is wrong with these kids? Like, you know,
that's like when I see some of the stuff they wear.
They're wearing their skinny jeans and they have their, you know, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I tell my son, I'm like, yeah, a girl shouldn't be able to walk up like a girl. Like girls wear tight pants, I get it, you know, but like you shouldn't be able to walk up to a guy and be like, "There's your penis," you know what I mean? Like, should be a little kind of dilemma, you know what I mean? It's, you know, like it's hanging over here on the side because your pants are so tight. Like it's just, it's got to be uncomfortable.
I don't know. Is that even cool anymore? Skinny jeans, or is that like a past thing?
I don't know. Thank God my son grew out of it.
Never cool with me.
But I know he's real anal. Like his shirts, like I don't like my shirts like baggy or anything, but I like to have a little bit of room. You know, I got kind of wide shoulders, and like his, like if it like goes even like the slightest bit past his thigh, you know, he's like, "Oh, I can't wear this. It's too big."
Oh, I actually think that's a cool thing now. I see a lot of people with like, they're like skinny shirts, like not super skin tight, but like fairly fitted shirts, but they're really long. It's weird, you know. I see people all the time with it where it's like hanging down past their ass, like a long shirt. It's not super baggy, it's just long. I don't know.
Yeah. No, well, his is, it's not long, so he doesn't want it to go long. So he wants it to be like my shirt. The shirt that I'm wearing right now would be fine, but if the shirt came down too far, like he wouldn't wear it. You know, I guess it's got to be like when you put your arms up, you know, like your belly's got to hang out. I don't know. So, I don't know. I don't know, but I kind of want a cigarette, man. You guys trying to bullshit so I can smoke real
It's
fast?
getting time. Well, it's coming on 12 o'clock. It is time for a cigarette.
Yeah.
See, that's what we need to smoke inside and smoke a cigar. Okay,
Yeah.
go, get it, Adam. Fire it up, Adam.
It's got the.
His eyes are turning red. He's getting woozy.
The cigar I bought, I always try to buy like different kinds of cigars. The one I was happy with everything I bought recently, except the one. I don't even have the label. I don't know what it is, but it sucked. I couldn't even get it relit just now. I don't know. So
I haven't smoked a good cigar in a long time. It's been a while.
Me either. It's been a long time.
Chris Young, we didn't even realize it. Not to go back, Chris Young was like the motherfuckers huff Freon. So there you go. LOL. True, very true.
Yeah. And Rick,
It's funny,
Rick is
you know,
headed for the Ready Whip.
I showed my wife that video with that. What's that young girl or whatever? You know the one. She's like
No.
Facebook. It's Greta something, the girl that's like 15 with the Nobel Peace Prize or whatever.
Oh,
where
yeah,
she's talking about how the environment in the world is ending.
Oh,
and blah,
yeah. I think
Yes.
You see those guys with the R22 and they're like blasting it.
Oh, yeah.
That shit's hilarious.
I show my wife that. I'm like, isn't this funny? We don't have the same sense of humor. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah,
Anything
well,
I find funny,
it's kind of hard with my wife too. You know, me
same
being
here.
more of conservative Republican, and you know, she's a hippie loving Democrat. So no offense to anybody out there, but so we see things in different views.
So you have good discussions.
Not really. it's better off just to not have the discussions.
Sometimes. Yeah. We do it here too.
Yeah, it's I'll leave that conversation alone.
I think one big thing is, you know, guys, men, we evolve, but I think we very much so keep our sense of humor as a kid. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like I still feel like the same person I was at 20, just a little bit more responsible and maybe a little bit more refined. And I think women change a lot, and they really mature, and they're, you know what I mean? Their whole
We don't.
We don't. You know what I mean? Like
We don't want to. We don't want to.
my wife pulled out like some kind of squash that she bought the other day, and she's like, "So this is, we'll put cinnamon on this or whatever." I'm like, "What the heck is that weenie fruit or wiener fruit or something like that?" And my son was there, and she's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious right now?" I'm like, "That was the first thing that came to my head. I don't know."
Yeah, I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about.
It looked like a pint beans, you know.
Weenie fruit. That's funny. All right. Well, shit. You guys want to keep this going? You want to end it and take a quick smoke break? Or?
Yeah. I think we can shut her down. It's coming on 12 o'clock and
Yeah, we don't want you.
started at what, 9:30ish.
Yeah.
For something we're going to be on for a couple of minutes, an hour and a half later.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because my wife's probably pissed because we had people over and I just like rolled out instead of the cleanup. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll get go downstairs and live stream. See you later. She looked at me like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I think we've dropped from 30 to 17.
Yeah, there ain't really anybody. Well, no,
I mean, there's nobody. Come on now. You can't say that about your viewers.
no,
they're all
I said it
somebody.
went down, but then my thing just popped up and said 25.
Oh, I'm showing 17 on my end.
So it's all right. But
So
my
there.
thing also does the total.
Thumbs up. How many thumbs up? I just hit it. Adam hit the thumbs up.
It's not many. It's not a big deal though. You got to start doing the live streams consistently for people to come out. You know, you can't be random, and you know, if they know it's here at a certain time, be all right.
And you can't jump around in time. I think that's a big thing too. Like even if you're gonna do it consistently every week, you gotta do it at the same time.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. And that's like I said, I really wasn't going to do it tonight because I had people over. So 9:30 said just us losers. You're not a loser, Rick.
If Rick and Laura are both watching, do they count as 2 viewers or only 1?
They're 2 because they come up
I
as
think
chronic
they're
flute and
2.
HVAC survival.
Yeah.
They're both laying in the same bed. I mean,
Hey, it's fine. I'll take them both.
Craig
like
and
the-
Jessica do the same thing.
Yeah.
The Egan's pop up.
true.
Both of them.
True.
They do.
That's crazy. No, I don't want to speed test. What are you doing?
I think if you shut it down, Gil, at some point I'd like to BS with you, off YouTube, just about some of the technical stuff that you're so good at.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know how good I am. I just kind of stumble across shit, but yeah, no, of course, man. Anytime, just hit me up and I'll just make my way downstairs whenever you have time. But that's fine. Yeah. Plus, just hit me. You have my number, so as long as people hit up my main phone, I always have this one. It's the other phones that I fucking just sit down and don't look at sometimes. Like I have this one phone. People are like, "Hey, I was messaging you," and I was like, "What number you have?" And they said the number. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's why I didn't check it anymore." I was like, I don't check that often.
Haven't turned that phone on in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like just leave a message. I'll return to end of the year, New Year's party. I'll return all the messages. But all right, man. Well, thank you guys for coming on. It's good to talk to you, Adam. I haven't talked to you in a while, brother. So it's good for you to come on.
Yeah.
See Mr.
Thank
Steve.
You, thank you. Enjoyed it. All right, y'all be good.
Yep.
Be
Next
safe.
Friday, I'm gonna try to make it into your guys' show, actually live, so I can see it, Adam. I always watch them after the fact. I do. I always watch them afterwards. It's just
No hard feelings about it. I can care less. It's people have their lives. Whatever it is.
no, I know, but I like to support my friends, though. I mean, there's a few shows out there that I like to see. Some of them I don't really care about, but I like to see some of them. You guys are one of them. It's just Friday nights is goofy. But anyway, I'm going to end this button. Thank you, anybody who came out to watch it. Hope you guys had a good holiday. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Yeah. See you mofos later, man.
All right.